What is up, guys? Patrick here for Muse Culture Podcast, episode 8, and today we have Amar, our new guest, Con, Terry, Martin, and myself. So I thought we'd start off with GTA 5 Online and the amount of issues that they've been having recently. Do any of you guys run into the character deletion or your money being taken away yet at all?
I haven't had either of those because I actually haven't got that far into it to be able to lose that.
Yeah, same here. But I think it's a crisis all over the world about this.
How far are you guys into the game, percentage-wise?
Actually,
Percentage-wise, into the online?
Wait, is the online, does that have a different percentage storyline?
Honestly, I don't know because, again, I haven't got that far into it.
Have you completed the story mode yet?
Yes, I have, yes.
I haven't yet.
I haven't even tried online yet.
I haven't tried online yet.
Right.
I want to complete the storyline and then do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning.
The online has had a lot of issues. At first, people couldn't connect to go through the, what was it, the demo mission at the beginning?
Yeah, the tutorial, yeah.
Up and then you have to do a race or something.
Yeah.
And then that was, and then your characters were being deleted. Then people got through that, and then money was being taken away out of your bank account on the game, which again wasn't good. So there's been a lot of issues about GTA 5 Online, and people wonder why, they've had 2 weeks to sort all of this stuff out. Nothing's really happened.
Well, I mean, Rockstar did say expect a bumpy launch. They were very straight up about it. And it isn't like SimCity.
There's a bumpy launch and then there's unplayable.
Well, I mean, it essentially it's a free feature to a single player game, isn't it? They're saying he's GTA 5 and also he's online. You didn't expect it, but here it is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
guys, just tell me about this because I'm in the naughty corner with my dunce hat on because I haven't yet brought GTA 5 and I'm really sorry about that. So what is this GTA 5 Online? Is it part of the game? Is it separate to the game? Is it free to play? What is it?
It's definitely free to play. It's just an add-on.
Separate part of the
but,
game.
Yeah.
Which uses the same environment, the same area of the county of Los Santos.
Yep.
I had to think what it was called there for a second. Yeah, it uses the same area, the same map and everything, but you have different missions, and it's more centered around groups of friends playing online against each other or with each other, doing gang missions and stuff like that. Compared to the storyline, which is single player with the 3 characters. Doing a load of different heists and working your way through the story.
So, do I have to buy GTA to play it, or do I go onto a browser online and play?
No, you have to download. You have to buy or download GTA 5 to be able to play the online at the moment. But it's not. Surprisingly, it's not actually called GTA 5 Online. It's branded itself as just GTA Online. So it does indicate in the future that it may be a standalone product, almost like World of Warcraft or something like that, but a free-to-play version. But no, at the moment, the only way you can play GTA Online is buying GTA 5.
Right, okay, so I need to stop off at game then this weekend and pick that up, because I didn't do that at Eurogamer.
Yes, I think it's about time actually.
Yeah,
It's been long enough.
Yes.
The good thing is as well is it's not actually, it's set, I can't remember how long they actually said, but it is actually set before the main storyline of GTA 5. So there isn't any spoilers or anything included in this online package, which I thought was actually really, really good. So you could essentially just buy GTA 5, not play the storyline, which I really advise that no one does. Everyone should play that. But again, yeah, you could just jump on and play with your mates, which I reckon is absolutely fantastic, if it works.
I have seen some people playing it, and it does look really good, and it looks like people have only just started to tap into the whole nature of the expansive universe that's the GTA map. Because the map is so big that you really like. I think they said there's over 500 online missions you could do, and I saw playing the game today. There's like 69 or something actual storyline missions in the story mode. So if you think online, there's over 500 missions in it. There's going to be a lot of content for a lot of people for a long time. So they're definitely in for the long haul on this. And also with the added of microtransactions means that there's probably going to be some DLC, and Rockstar has said before that they will start adding islands onto the GTA Online, so they just keep expanding it. So the DLC could literally be like England or London attached onto this, or another GTA map, or somewhere in America or anywhere. They can add it onto the the map, and then you would get a boat or a plane over to this other island, which would be DLC, I presume, and keep playing over there. So
I would love the return of Grand Theft Auto London.
that was
Yeah, definitely.
Also
I think it was 2. Yeah, I think so.
that was the one that they did in London.
It's fantastic.
I remember
Yeah, sadly no roundabouts.
I remember playing the first Grand Theft Auto years ago, but I've never played the second, and I played the third, and then was it San Andreas and Vice City, then GTA 4, and now this.
London was amazing, apart from some decidedly dodgy Cockney stereotypes.
You've got, as an American company, you've got to put them in there. I mean, that's what everybody thinks of. So.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Actually,
I just wonder,
GTA still amazes myself, actually, because each time they produce another one, I think it's all gonna be like more killings, more missions, more typical stuff. But actually, I'm amazed because they always add new features. Like maybe there are minor features, but they're huge. They have a huge impact on us. Like in this GTA 5, you have to play with 3 simultaneous characters all together, and you can just randomly pick any one up of them and do missions all by yourselves. So it's kind of free. It's gonna give me some free roaming, more free roaming to the game.
I also like the idea that you have these powers, like Franklin can slow down whilst he's driving and be really good at driving. Michael's just stops time, and then Trevor's he can goes into a rage mode, and then he gets increased bullet damage and takes less damage himself. So I think they've incorporated some of the things from Saints Row, what they've been doing with a bit more unrealistic aspects of a big open world game like this. But I do like the way that you literally could just play the game like real life, just drive around, and I've actually got the map on my wall here. The game. Look at it now.
Something that worried me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but something that worried me about this being realistic in the game is that, for example, when you're running off with your car off a ramp, you can adjust it. You can tilt your car.
Yeah, I thought that was a clever feature as well. Just them small things that it's not like reducing the realism of the game. It's just adding something.
Yes.
It's just useful, because you get really annoyed if you went off a cliff and you ended up on the roof.
Especially with those ruthless cops. I don't know what do they do in these cops.
Yeah, how have you guys found the cops in GTA? Because I found them to be really, really difficult to evade, and they just seem to want to kill you.
They're pretty easy to evade once they start flying, as long as you go past the wind farm, because they can't figure out how to drive the helicopters around the wind farm.
I haven't tried that yet.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just you'll just see the helicopters just getting mashed up by the blades.
Each time when they do anything to me, I wonder, are they doing this in the real life? Because they're so violent with my car.
They are really violent. So who would you say your guys' favourite character is in the game so far then?
Franklin, yes. I was going for Franklin as well.
No, it's Michael, I think. Because he's...
Yeah, I like Michael, but I'd have to say Franklin.
I don't relate to Michael, but I feel for him the most, because he's just put himself in a truly awful social situation. Just in loveless marriage with his kids, that his kids hate him, and he wants to hate his kids, but he can't because they're his own children.
It is brilliant. The entire story is absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure how far you lot have got through, but it is absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the best stories.
I think I'm about that far as well.
Yeah, I've
only 20.
Got it yesterday.
Ah, right, yeah.
I'm still at the beginning of it as well.
Have you noticed that Los Santos has absolutely no speeding laws at all?
Yeah, I always wondered. I actually wondered that today. I was driving around, going as fast as humanly possible, being an amazing driver, which of course I am, and never hit anything, of course.
For sure.
I was wondering, surely the cop should stop you for going about 200 miles an hour down a road in between cars or hitting cars, but there's been times actually where I've hit someone with a car, they've got out, I've punched them, because the AI attacks you now if you some of them where if you hit their cars, and I hit them, and then I hear someone in the background going, oh my god, I'm going to phone the cops, and then you hear them on the phone to the cops as I was driving away, and then I got 1 star. It was the first 1 star I got in ages.
Yeah, I never seen you 1 stars
what
anymore.
The hell?
That's the thing. If you hang around after breaking into a car and there's somebody around with their phone out, they'll just turn it around and start either video recording you or taking your photo. And I was just there, just what's this guy doing? Is he just going to put this on YouTube, so to speak, or something. And no, lo and behold, I've got a 1-star rating. I'm like, hey, yeah, I did go over and punch him. Yeah, it was wrong.
What's the
but then I drove the
then?
car and drove off.
I found the company Life Invader very funny.
Yeah.
Very good parody of Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was very clever. Again, it's more like a Saints Row kind of thing where they're taking the piss out of something.
Well, I mean,
and not being
yeah.
100% serious.
I think you couldn't attribute it to Saints Row because it's like Saints Row takes cues from Grand Theft Auto. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 3 was very much a lot of parody. I mean, every Grand Theft Auto thing has just been sort of it is the Black Mirror to real life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess Saints Row 3 is certainly more ridiculous. It's more obvious, but it's a Grand Theft Auto hallmark, and it always has been.
I'm glad they went back to their sort of excuse me, their sort of madness, sort of taking the like piss out of each other sort of thing. It's not as straightforward and serious as GTA 4 was.
Yeah,
because
that was hard.
That, as much fun as I had in that game, it needed that added sort of, this isn't real life, it's gonna be weird. Like, you could do random things and stuff that you wouldn't want to do in real life, and you wouldn't get penalised for it. Like you said, breaking the speed limit and just going around just doing madness, craziness is just great in that game.
Have any of you guys played Battlefield 4? Because I've had some crazy times in that as well. I've actually been recording some gameplay because I want to make a video for the Muse Culture YouTube channel. And I've been playing that game. The only map on it, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where the massive skyscrapers collapse, and it is amazing. I've been playing it. I played it on PC, and the graphics were really, really, really good. And then I played it on PS3, and I was surprised how rubbish the graphics were. But I guess that's just because of the 8-year-old hardware that I was playing it on. But I found I was better with the controller, and I felt it was a bit better of a game with the controller. But I like the graphics on the PC. So have you guys been playing it at all? Or had a look at it?
I've not played it.
Not yet, unfortunately.
I haven't yet, but I need to get around to it.
Yeah, I need to pre-order that, definitely.
Yes.
But sadly, no, haven't played it either. I've had a look at it and seen some gameplay footage of, well, sort of live streams. But I haven't actually seen because apparently that skyscraper that comes down, like, I haven't actually seen that happen once. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've got some footage of that as well, which will be going off on the YouTube channel. It is ridiculous. It's amazing. I don't understand, like, for a PS3 as well, the way that it, you know, you can be standing on the top of it, your team can be at the top, and then it'll start collapsing, and it will collapse under your feet even if you don't move, and then you can either jump off and then launch your parachute to get off of it, or just, you know, stay on it and die. And then once it collapses, which looks amazing, it then forms another area of the map, which you then go and attack, and becomes like I think it's the sea flag in Conquest, or the sea space on Conquest, where the skyscraper is in the middle of the map, and it goes down, and then the flag's like repositioned in a different part of the same area, and it becomes like a rubble wasteland again. But the graphics on it are amazing for something on 8-year-old hardware, and on PC it's just even better. And I think that's what it takes from Battlefield 3 and just improves on everything. It makes everything like.
I think on Battlefield 4, I'm pretty sure that map that you're talking about with the skyscraper, isn't that the Siege of Shanghai?
That sounds like it, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's that one. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm pretty sure that's the map.
Yeah, it rings a bell. Here's a question: like a skyscraper falling down in a war-based game, is that audio reminiscent of 9/11? Is it too soon?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I mean, it's a question you've got to ask, isn't it?
I think there's a fine line between stuff like that and then the real events. I don't know. There's no planes in that map. There's nothing like that. There's nothing that you could recreate anything that would have happened in real life. But it's definitely one of them areas that I guess Battlefield would have to really carefully think about before creating.
I guess it's a commitment to creating, you know, a realistic theatre of war. And I guess there is going to have to be a time where somebody's going to have to be brave enough to create something around that, you know. It's such a historical defining point that we couldn't just ignore it forever.
I don't think you're going to be able to get away with ignoring it forever. I mean, at the end of the day, the film industry have braved it with films. Remember Me. There was one with Tom Hanks in it that I really can't remember what it was called.
There was Extremely Loud and Extremely Close.
That was it. That's the one. And they've done it, but even Hollywood, I don't think is brave enough to tackle it from a like a die-hard point of view, that's not going to happen for a very long time. But I think the games company at some point will broach it, because it's like you say, it's such a historical event, you can't ignore that forever. But when is the right time to tackle a game like that, and are they going to do it from a military war terrorist point of view, or is it going to be done from a different point of view? Because it's a real fine line, that one. I wouldn't want to be the person that tackles that.
I don't think anybody's ever going to recreate the event in a game or anything like that, not directly. The Battlefield 4 map doesn't actually, hit on any of the points of anything that happened, or any, factual information, or even anything of the sort, really. It's just a part of a map which breaks down and then makes something else. It happened in Battlefield 3. There was maps where stuff got shot with bombs and out of planes and stuff like that, and I don't think any company would ever try and recreate that, or try and replicate it in any way. But yeah, companies have to be careful on what they're doing, and making sure that they don't accidentally or essentially make something that could be considered of bad taste.
I don't think you could fully replicate 9/11. I don't think you should fully replicate that in a game, because you are seriously going to alienate a lot of gamers from around the world if you do something like that. And the same with the film, you really are, because I'm not going to get into the politics of it all, but with 9/11 there was somebody from every country that near enough that was affected there. But I think you will start to see little bits of it that people will look to it for inspiration to put into games, and will brave it, and you'll start playing a game thinking, hey, that bit must have come from 9/11, because there are some games that you play that are direct rip-offs of other games and other scenarios that have happened. But you know what, I don't know whether we're going to see that for another couple of years or not, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think Battlefield 4, if this is based off 9/11, have gone as far as they can with that particular thing, and probably as far as they should go with it at this point.
Yeah,
I think it's easy enough to romanticize World War II or any of the world wars, because it's been very much a head-on conflict where there's been victors and there's been losers, and a nation's come out of it on top, and they can say, we stopped the war, we stopped this. But an event like 9/11, it's such a single focal point where there was no winner, there was just losers, lots of people who came away as victims. So there's no way to really romanticize what was a tragedy.
Do you know what? It's amazing that when we start a conversation about a game, where it actually goes, we end up talking about everything.
It's always like this, and especially that it's Battlefield. It's coming up. I don't know. I think it's late October. It's coming in for the consoles, and we have also Call of Duty Ghosts. It's coming there, and people are always comparing those two games. They feel offensive
You can't
that.
compare them games.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, they always are.
People do compare them, but I don't think you should. I think they're very different games.
They don't play at all like each other. I mean, the fact that they're first-person shooters doesn't make them the same at all, because then you would have to start comparing Dead Space and games like that. Not Dead Space. Is Dead Space first-person?
No.
It's not. Fallout then.
No.
Fallout can be first-person.
This is what I think actually personally, but a lot of gamers always compare Call of Duty to Battlefield, and they feel offended about this. Like you can find all on the forums and all of this stuff. People who are Call of Dutyers or Battlefielders, they have their own community. They think this is right.
Yeah, they're very defensive of one or the other.
Yeah.
It's surprising, but I do see the reasons for why they do that.
Well,
like they both want to be the best.
Person, like online multiplayer shooter games out there. So they need
definitely
to be competitive in some aspects, because obviously they're trying to win each other's markets, really.
Yeah.
But the way you play Call of Duty is a very fast-paced, just point and shoot kind of game, and then Battlefield's much more of a strategic. You play matches last 25 minutes instead of 10 minutes, and you actually have to work as a team more. I mean, Call of Duty has these aspects, but it's nothing like the way that Battlefield implements them, and the fact that they have vehicles and planes and helicopters, and it's much more. If you were to compare one of them to a war simulator and the other one not, Battlefield would be much more like that compared to Call of Duty. Call of Duty's made more for the it's more like an arcade game, I'd say, compared to
very much so.
Yes, for sure. I'm actually the kind of guy who buys both. I buy Battlefield and I buy Call of Duty. I'm the winner.
Yeah, I enjoy
I'm the winning guy there. They always companies compete with each other, and we all gamers are the winners after all. So
that's true.
Yes.
They're all just gonna go towards making better games.
Yes,
Unless they're
for sure.
rubbish.
So what about Assassin's Creed 4 then? Anybody played the Assassin's Creed series to start with?
So immensely excited for this game.
I'm so looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed's been my favourite series of all time, and this one is building on top of everything that was great from every Assassin's Creed, so...
Would you like to explain the synopsis of the Assassin's Creed, and then what 4 is bringing to the table after the
all of it.
For sure.
I know there's one main character, isn't there, running through all of them?
Sort of. Kind
Desmond?
Would you like to explain?
Yeah, you could say Desmond for now. He's being alive.
Yeah. It's essentially about this massive historic long brawl between the assassins and the Templars. You play as this main character Desmond, who essentially is plugged into this device called the Animus, who allows him to access the genetic memory of his ancestors. So the first game is a Serbian assassin, is it?
Altair.
Yeah, he's fighting around Istanbul.
Yeah, an assassin. Then the second one is an Italian assassin called Ezio Auditore, and he was in 3 games. The most recent one, Assassin's Creed 3, was a native Indian called Connor, and that was in colonial America.
Yes.
And this one, oddly enough, is taking a step back, and it's going to the Caribbean with Edward Kenway, who is a pirate. It's Pirates of the Caribbean meets Assassin's Creed. It's delightful.
So looking forward to this one.
Slightly less camp, slightly more fun.
Now, Con, you played this at Eurogamer, and what did you think about you were on a boat, weren't you, at the time?
Yeah, I just kept crashing into the wall.
What?
What did you think of the graphics and the gameplay from what you played from it?
I thought the graphics was great. I mean, I don't feel that I can comment on the gameplay because I really couldn't control that boat. I had no idea what I was doing. I couldn't stop crashing into the wall. I couldn't fire the cannons correctly, and that's no fault of the game. That's just because I was crap at it and didn't know what I was doing. I think if I'd have played it on the PlayStation, I'd have been okay. With the PC, I found it a little bit difficult to work out what I was actually supposed to do. But again, I think that's just me as a gamer.
You played it on a PC client?
I played it on the PC when we were at Eurogamer. We had a go on Assassin's Creed 4.
That's
but
really odd.
I couldn't sort it out. I was really struggling, but I did come away from Eurogamer and was on the PlayStation Plus, and Assassin's Creed 3 was there, so I downloaded that and I've been playing on it, and I really actually quite enjoy it. I find the cutscenes really long.
They
I
are.
skip them.
There's a lot. I mean,
it's like having a little movie, isn't it, in a game? I know games more are like little movies. I get it, but the cutscenes are a bit long. But I think you need it actually for the story, because the story is so vast. I'm not very far into it at the minute. I've just been doing some training. I've gone and I've assassined my first person, and I think actually I'm on a boat at the moment. I'm not very far into it. But
you have to done the prologue.
Yeah, that'll be where I am.
That goes on for hours. Don't
yes,
worry.
and
especially
It goes on for at least 6 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to be playing much of it next week because Lego Marvel Superheroes is out. But I'll probably play a little bit of it.
You've already basically completed that game when we're at Eurogamer. I mean, you got the guy to unlock another level, and we managed to complete that. So
yeah,
if I could have ending now.
If I could have signed into my PlayStation account, I'd have got all the trophies while I was at Eurogamer.
So
I've actually had the fun. I've actually had the fun to complete all of the Assassin's Creeds, and I was like, what the hell is gone with the eras? You know, you remember Juno, the one she's coming from the future to warn them and everything, and suddenly she's like the huge person that I want to know eagerly what she's gonna do in Assassin's Creed 4. I'm waiting for this.
Assassin's Creed manages to tie together like an insular plot in every game, like historically, but also this overriding plot of the present day about Desmond trying to avert some form of cataclysm with the help of these ancients, the ones that went before. And because they spend most of the time in the past, the current day storyline's really few and far between. Which I guess like Amelia is very like for me. I'm very much like wondering what's going to happen next because it's so, I guess, so thinly spread. So it's odd they've really managed to create like this subscription of players now who are going to play every game until we can find out what finally happens in this storyline.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, I miss actually a feature in Assassin's Creed. You remember guys the riddles that you always climbed up there and tried to solve them desperately? I definitely
Yeah,
miss
they
those.
weren't in free, were they?
I miss those riddles actually. They all turned to hidden tombs.
Yeah, the riddles are really cool. In the they were only in the Ezio games. That's where the hidden tombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't put them in 3, which is a bit annoying.
Hopefully they'll bring that sort of thing back, as it was such. I know everybody enjoyed those,
Yes.
and for them to take it out, and yeah, they just have to bring that sort of that idea or
I wish they do
activity
so.
back.
Yeah.
Have you either of you pre-ordered it by any chance?
I haven't, but I tend not to pre-order games now since I have them on Steam anyway. I'll just wait till it comes out and just get it.
Okay.
I'm definitely intending to do the same.
I
Yeah.
will get the season pass though because I've read about it and I'm looking forward to that actually.
What does the season pass give you?
It gives you a whole new story about an escaped slave, which is exciting. A couple more multiplayer skins, and I think the soundtrack's part of it as well.
How does the Assassin's Creed multiplayer work?
I haven't played
I
it
haven't
since
heard anything about
2, but when I did play it last, it was very much that you played as an assassin, and there was like 4 or 5 other people playing as assassins also, and you had to assassinate one person, but they had to keep blending into the crowd of people around them while trying to assassinate someone else.
Okay.
So it was like cat and mouse, where nobody knew who was after them.
And did it work? Was it a good idea, or was it just an addition to the game?
It seemed like a great idea, but I haven't played it in 3-4 games, so I couldn't really accurately comment.
Yeah.
I've actually
I gave
given
it a go,
I've given a shot I think twice, but I thought it was going to be a repetitive thing because each time it's all over the same. I get a contract to kill somebody and somebody has a contract to kill me and I have to be aware of the people around me. But it was nice. But you know, Assassin's Creed for me, personally, it's like the games that I should play the campaign.
It's a single player, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a single player game.
If they brought a co-op aspect into it, I think that would go down a lot better than a multiplayer competitive.
Yeah, if it worked, I would be very into that.
Especially with it coming out on next-gen consoles, I think they have the opportunity to pull something like that off. If they do it, is another thing, but yeah, it would be a good idea.
I
Are
can't.
are you guys going to be getting the game? I know there's deals that companies are doing now that if you get the game on this generation console, like Assassin's Creed, you can then upgrade it to the next-gen version when the next gen comes out for I think about £10.
Yeah, it's not like that, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that something you guys are going to be doing?
I'm going PC, so.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
For this game, I'll be going PC as well. I've actually done it again, the same as Grand Theft Auto, and pre-ordered the Buccaneer edition
What's that give you?
for 80 quid.
Oh,
I feel like I have to finish this game on the Xbox 360, I think.
like a swan song.
Just to be safe to
So
them.
what's
loyal.
this Buccaneer edition?
In the Buccaneer edition, it comes in a collector's box, which actually looks like a sort of metal wooden chest.
You are mad
which
for the
was-
boxes.
I am. Yes, I definitely am. It comes with a 46cm Captain Edward Kenway figurine hanging from a flag, which I think looks absolutely phenomenal. An art book, 2 lithographs, the official soundtrack, and 3 single-player missions, which is called Black Island, Hidden Mystery, and Sacrifice Secrets, along with Captain Kenway's Legacy in-game content items.
Oh.
So I feel a bit better about this compared to the Grand Theft Auto one.
If I could have a version of that without the statue and therefore save myself some money, I probably would, because I don't know where I put the statue.
Yeah?
Yeah, they should do a thing
That's the
like
thing.
the model they do with the Call of Duty, where you have the normal version, the hardened version, which gives you everything apart from the special toy or model that you get, and then the prestige or the top version, which comes with something related to the game, like a model. Or I think this year Call of Duty one is like a remote control helicopter thing or something.
That's pretty cool. Should be a dog.
Yes.
Yeah, a real dog.
You know what, I'm feeling a little bit cheated because all you guys are talking about these collector's edition, and I was just getting excited by, you know what's coming, I was getting excited by Lego, the fact that I get an Iron Patriot Lego figure in the collector's edition.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Wait, how much more was this?
Yeah.
I think it's $39.99, and I think the standard edition is $34. And yeah, you get a little Lego figure. So I was quite excited about that.
Well, at least it wasn't like £80.
I'd probably still play it.
That's the thing. I'm all about the figurines.
I've got to admit, though, Terry, I am with you because I've got Batman Arkham Origins on collector's edition as a pre-order.
Arkham Origins. Oh, yeah, I was going to say on pre-order.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a very busy year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arkham Origins looks good. The pre-order seems like good because the Deathstroke character is part of the pre-order, isn't it?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And he looks pretty rad.
What is it? Is it playable? Playable.
Yeah, but I think it's playable. Do you remember, like, it was in Arkham City where you had challenge maps?
Yes.
I think it's like that.
Okay, yeah. You got to play as Robin in the sort of fight sequences.
Yeah, Nightwing.
Yeah.
I think it's becoming lately a tradition that games always do an Origins sequel. It's
yeah, I mean, when you run out of storyline, you have to, I guess.
Yeah.
When you can't go any further forward, you just go back to the beginning and start again.
I remember God of War did the same, and here now it's Batman, and Tomb Raider as well did the same. But I love the Tomb Raider one. I know it's
Yeah,
off topic, but I love it.
Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I really dislike prequels because it's just like, I know what's going to happen. Like the Star Wars prequel saga, it was just like, well, I know where this is going.
You always know the ending of it.
Yeah. No, I prefer a reboot compared to a prequel. Like the reboot, like can start from fresh, take it in different directions, not have the exact storyline leading up to what you're expecting, like you say.
Just make sure, okay, here that you get this on podcast. Hell, please say that you're not asking for a Star Wars reboot, because if you are, I'm gonna have to come and strangle you myself.
I'm going to have to agree with Con on this one.
No.
I'm gonna help you on this one.
That's good.
For the sake of my life and my job, I'm going to say no.
Fair.
Yeah, okay, that's good, because you know what, there's so many mistakes with Star Wars that every time they bring out a collector's edition, a special edition, a Blu-ray edition, and Lucas tries to fix something, he makes more problems than it's...
What about...
So do you mean fix something or wring some more money out of it?
That's exactly what I said.
What about a
If
reboot?
they put a figurine in, I'll sell it. I'll buy it.
What about a reboot into a different format, like the World of Warcraft becoming a film? What do you guys think about, you know, game worlds and game universes turning to other content, into like, you know, books, comics, films?
I guess it's a very big challenge, because turning games into films or turning films into games, people are expecting that it's gonna be on the same level of it. Like World of Warcraft, it's a huge multiplayer online game. It's very well known. So all of those gamers are going to the film on its premiere, and they're expecting the same level or the same quality of it. So
Well, as long as they don't go to the premiere with a keyboard and mouse expecting to play, they should be okay.
I hope not.
I mean, I'm all for transmedia. It's something that we spoke about with Mark Long last week, or the week before, about like things travelling from one medium to the next, be it book, comic, you know, game, film, whatever. And it'd be nice to see the universe fleshed out in a different aspect. I'll be happy to take it in. I mean, we've seen Marvel move from film to TV. We've obviously got comics, so it'll be interesting. But I'm always wary about games turning into films. It rarely turns out right. I mean, Prince of Persia was horrible.
Yeah, I was going to say Prince of Persia. Was Resident Evil 1? Did they do that?
Yeah.
How was that? I never saw that film, but...
Yeah. Yeah, again.
It's okay.
One that
They were good.
You had to watch. You had to watch if you were a fan.
I think
of
they
the
were good if you didn't think they were Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Resident
if you're
Evil,
coming from
they're turning about like, they're losing ideas. It's all about zombies, that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting at the beginning of it. Maybe for like the second part, then it's off for me. I don't
Zombies
know.
and liquors and monsters
Yes.
from Resident Evil 2.
Yes,
Now,
they're
what
all the
about-
same.
Yeah.
What about a game series that you would want to be made into a film series? Now, I'll start this off and say Grand Theft Auto 5 or any Grand Theft Auto.
Dead
If you made a
Space.
film of one of them, I think that would be a good film.
Assassin's Creed. I mean, they already have, to a degree, made some shots and whatnot, but like a film of Assassin's Creed, of just one of the assassins, would work amazingly.
Aren't they doing that? Isn't Michael Fassbender in it? I can't even say his name right. I'm sure
Fassbender?
they're doing that. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
sure they're doing an Assassin's Creed film. They are, aren't they, Amar?
And actually, I read all over the
internet.
internet about Metal Gear Solid as well.
Ah, well, that would
They
work. I mean, the games are already huge and multi-storyline related anyway.
There was a rumor that
think
Christian
if you,
Bale is gonna go for Solid Snake, but I don't know.
I was so happy and then so unhappy. In about 30 seconds there, we spoke. I was like, film, Christian Bale.
Yes. You know, it's the same. It's the same like nowadays when Batman is done with Christian Bale, or they're getting Ben Affleck, and people are like freaking out for Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Mate, you stole the words right out.
Ben Affleck will kick ass.
Again, you're the only person that thinks so.
Yeah, well, he's the only person he needs.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do believe Mass Effect would actually be great as a film.
I think I can see how that it would be interesting, but I would also want to get in there. I'd be like, don't make that decision. Let me make a decision. After having so much control over that universe, to suddenly give it to somebody else, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
But
half hour of the film is just mining other planets.
Thank God they got rid of that.
Oh, geez.
You know, I actually need that space to be done in the film. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of that space.
Yeah, I can see Dead Space working.
What's your favourite what's it called, like, game series then, everyone? Again, I'll start off and say I said I'm going to start off now, so I need to come up with something.
You're talking about...
Well, storyline wise, I couldn't give you a game because I haven't really played a lot of storyline based games in my time, but say my favourite game series would have to be Gran Turismo, mainly because I've played and completed every single one of them, and I just think it's the best racing game out there.
And there is a film being made for that, isn't there?
I don't know what they're going to do. Like, what do they just follow a fake racing driver, documentary style?
I wonder if it'll be like as unrelated to the game as World War Z was to the book.
Yeah, maybe they just bought the name rights.
Or maybe it's just an hour and a half of watching somebody have a go at their licenses. Accelerate, turn left, cock. Accelerate, turn left, cock.
I could see it being like that competition they had with the guy that won the time trial, was it? And then he actually got a race in a car,
yeah,
or
the idea
driving
was
a car.
the demo for Gran Turismo 6 that came out, what they did is they made it so they had Silverstone racetrack and you had to complete a lap, and the fastest time in the world, that guy would be flown over to America to learn how to race like a real racing driver and have the potential of, I think, becoming an actual legitimate professional racing driver.
And you know, talking about bringing up Gran
that.
Turismo, there's the Need for Speed's movie coming up.
Yes, there is with
Speed as well,
Yeah.
I forget his name. The guy from
Paul,
Breaking Bad.
Aaron
That's
Paul.
it.
Jesse from...
Yeah.
Jesse
Cars,
from Breaking Bad.
bitches.
It's all about cars at the end. I don't care about the story. I'm going to this movie to see the cars. I don't care about the movie.
I think they might end up making it into the new what's it called, Fast and Furious.
Well, yeah, man. I think
Yeah.
after
So heavily like that.
after 6 films, I think Fast and Furious could probably take a break.
Yes.
No, make
They're
another
filming
one.
7.
That's the thing, and they filmed 2 back to back, didn't they?
Well-
So there is definitely another
Well, I
one.
mean, somebody's got to keep paying the rock.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Muscles don't come cheap.
No, that is true. He's got huge recently, hasn't he? I mean, he wasn't small when he was a wrestler, but he's huge now. Like he quit.
It's unreal.
Yeah, like he quit wrestling and was just like, right, I'm bored. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna get hench. He's absolutely massive. Arnie's back on it as well. Now he's stopped as the governor. He's hit the gym again, hardcore.
I don't think he should hit the gym again.
I think
He spent enough time.
I think he lives in a gym probably. Like I think now he knows he's going back into films again. He just wants to be peak physical condition.
What about the Expendables? That would be a cool game if they haven't already made a game, which they probably have, and I've just missed it because it's terrible. But imagine that, having all of the
Yes.
biggest action heroes. It'd be like Marvel, or like, you know, all the Marvel characters. You could do like Marvel versus the Expendables.
I think I'd pay a lot of money to see Stallone punch the Hulk.
The only thing is, if nobody would ever able to beat Chuck Norris.
That's the problem.
This is the problem.
Yeah, you'd have the Hulk versus Chuck Norris. Well, I mean, which stops first? The was it Unbreakable?
What the
was it? I can't remember.
what the unstoppable force meets the immovable object?
Yeah, what would it be like? Chuck Norris versus the Hulk. It'd end up being a staring contest, and one of them would end up crying.
Probably the
The
Hulk.
ground. The ground.
Or they're all
End up
imploding.
crying.
Has anybody been
Well,
watching? Sorry, do go on.
I was gonna say I really wanted to see a God of War film with Vin Diesel. I know that they're gonna do a God of War. Don't think Vin Diesel's doing it, but I've got to admit, after seeing him do Riddick and all the Fast and the Furious now, I'm over it a little bit.
Vin Diesel was good and then he wasn't.
He was okay, but he's a bit typecast now. It's like every time I see him in something, I'm just seeing Dom and Vin Diesel.
What?
In Fast and Furious, sorry.
Vin Diesel? Broody, croaky, doesn't say much, kind of action-packed. That's about Vin Diesel in every film.
Yeah.
He
Gives
just has
the
to
stare.
look good and say his lines, and that's about it.
I'm not sure about looking good, but turning up.
He does that sometimes. Has anybody been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., sorry.
I've got that to watch tomorrow.
No.
What is Agents of
No,
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I've actually
I don't really
missed it.
watch much mainstream media.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is Marvel's attempt to bring the Marvel Universe to the
Channel
TV.
5, isn't it?
Yeah, it's being released in the UK around the same time it's been released in the US, which is interesting. It's up to 3 episodes now, and it's interesting. I mean, it's Joss Whedon's return to TV, for the first time since Dollhouse was cancelled at season 2, I think.
What's Dollhouse?
I mean, Joss Whedon, writer-director of Firefly, Buffy, and Angel. He took a break after writing them, then he wrote Dollhouse, which was a 2-3 series sci-fi show, which wasn't bad, but got cancelled all the same. Then Whedon went on to write Cabin in the Woods and Avengers. Did he write Red State as well?
I'm not sure about that one.
There was one show that was cut after one season, and I really wanted to see more of it. I think it was one of one of my favourite TV shows ever made. It was called Flash Forward.
I remember that. I think. Wait,
I
no.
thought that was really, really good. I was one of the only TV shows I've ever watched every single episode of.
Did that have
when they came out.
Did that have Harold from Harold and Kumar in it?
I have no idea.
I think it did.
There was a black guy, and
That wasn't
there
him.
was a white guy.
Well, that narrows it down.
That narrows it down then.
That's very
To a lot
descriptive.
of TV
That's very helpful.
They were the two main characters. That's all I can tell you.
No.
No,
There
actually,
was one black guy and one white guy. It could have been us at Eurogamer.
It could have been. But, we didn't lose 6 minutes of our lives, and then come back and everybody was having these flash forwards to something that would happen 6 months in the future.
Well, you probably lost at least 6 minutes of your life to Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I was terrible at that game. I couldn't deal with that.
I have to defend that. I did not lose 6 minutes of my life. I lost an hour of my life. But I didn't lose anything. I was quite happy doing that.
They should make
Patrick, come on, Patrick.
They should make a Lego film. I'd like to see how they work the physics of that.
They are?
Films out next year.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not seen the trailer?
Say again?
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No, I haven't. My son's seen it and he liked it, but I'm kind of refusing to watch it.
Oh no, the trailer looks fantastic.
I
How
just
do they
want to
make
go
a
to the cinema
Lego
and
film?
watch
Is
it.
it just animated? Yeah.
It looks stop motiony actually.
That would be difficult to do.
I imagine it's probably computer engineered to look stop motion. But it looks very funny. I'll be very excited to see it.
If it's anything like the Lego games, it's going to be funny, which is why I'm not watching the trailer, because I just want to see it for what it is, and I'll probably enjoy it better.
what was your favorite Lego game?
Oh god.
We could be here some time. We might have to just edit this bit.
Right, we'll go and come
All
back
of
in
them.
20 minutes.
Yeah, all of them. No, not all of them. I didn't like Batman 2, and I'm not overly keen on Lord of the Rings, and I think it's just because they changed the dynamics of the game, and it's more... it's an open world game now, and it drove me nuts to work out where I needed to go. It's not as clear as go here.
Yeah.
You could be going anywhere. I really can't work out Lego Batman. It's the one I've played the least. Sorry, my favourite is probably got to be Lego Star Wars. That was the one that I played first, the original trilogy. I played that one because I was ill at home. I had 8 weeks off work with nothing to do. I just met my wife, and she had a Wii, and just went, here, just play a game.
She had a Wii and you managed to fit in 8 weeks of gaming.
I managed to fit in 8 weeks of gaming. The only game
She
that
went to the toilet and you managed to fit in 8 weeks of gaming.
Yeah, she went to the toilet. She's in the Ministry of Magic, mate. She just left me to play games. So I played...
Always a useful feature to have.
I played Lego Star Wars, loved it, and then brought a new console and just started collecting the game. So yeah, it's got to be Star Wars for me, but I'm really excited about Lego Marvel because although Patrick probably hated every minute of it,
I didn't hate it. I hated the split screen aspect of it. That was horrible.
Yeah, the split screen is annoying because I don't know how many.
What it does,
yes,
it spins the screen around depending on. It doesn't make any sense. It's awful.
It used to make sense, but it doesn't now. But previously, if you were playing on any of the Lego games, if you were on one side of the screen and I was on the other, it would drag your character to where I was going. So they changed it and made it split screen. So if you run off one direction and I went the other, then you could still play the game. However, they've then put that bit where as you know, where it twists. So you're playing on the right, I'm playing on the left, you're on top, I'm on bottom, and all of a sudden it twists around to, hang on a minute, my screen's on the top, yours is on the bottom.
It doesn't.
It is frustrating. It takes a while to get used to it, but I'm kind of used to it now, so I'm not too bad. When it first changed, I've got to admit, I did play a whole 5 minutes looking at the wrong section of the screen when I was playing with my son. I thought I was on one part of the screen and couldn't work out why I could not jump.
You were wondering why you're playing so well as well, weren't you?
Do you know what? I actually kind of was. We've had that problem on Gran Turismo as well recently. We played a Gran Turismo game, and no word of a lie, because we timed it. It took 1 minute and 40 seconds for me to realise that I was looking at the wrong screen, and I was mostly going, wow, look how amazing I am, and then realised I was looking at the wrong screen, but I actually did still manage to beat it, so I can't be that.
That would have been priceless.
Oh, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I wish that was on Podcast Hour, because I thought I was awesome, but actually I was just crap.
I always wonder how every podcast ends up ending with Lego, or, you know, anything to do with Lego. Con seems to slip it in there.
Con's anecdote.
Yeah.
Most people have a swear jar. I need a Lego jar.
Every time you bring up Lego, you have to put money in it, and then
Put a
you can buy
pound
the new
in.
Lego game.
If I put £1 in for every time I mentioned Lego, I could buy Traveller's Tales.
Yeah, you could. So if you guys listening to the podcast want to put your suggestions in for games that you'd like to be made into films, then just email podcast@museculture.net, and you will be able, we'll talk about the ideas that you guys have had in the next podcast. So I think that's wrapping it up for episode 8 of the podcast this week. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Anything happening within this time and next time? Any big games coming out?
Marvel,
Lego. Oh
superheroes.
Christ, we'll be talking about more about Lego. See, it always ends with Lego.
More
I tried to
GTA.
give it away and it brought back to Lego.
Lego
GTA.
GTA.
Online.
More GTA.
Maybe next
Hopefully
week
it'll be
we're gonna
working.
have GTA gangs, if it works, and we can have a
Hopefully.
Muse Culture gang.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm actually gonna
try.
talk about GTA until GTA 6 is done.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes.
Start the rumours now. GTA 6 coming soon.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next week.
Stay tuned.
See you later, guys.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys.